rewind back to your freshman year of high school. When Coach Welps comes to you and says, you're going to be playing varsity football on a Friday night, what was going through your mind at that point?
Just a little bit of shock, really, because all through 2 days I was on JV, and I played one JV game, and we're at practice that next Monday, and he acknowledges me, saying that, that my performance that Thursday night at the JV game was very well, and he told me that he needed me on varsity. We were short some players, and he said that I was going to be starting, on the varsity. And so, I mean, it was a shock to me, because practicing against, even the guys on our team was, half the time was, pretty overwhelming. But I felt like when I got in the groove of things, it just came natural.
Who were some of your athletic heroes growing up? Who are some guys that you've looked up to and admired?
For the most part, I think Michael Vick. I'm a big Michael Vick fan. Even through the dogfights, everyone's hating on him and everything. But I stuck with him, and it shows now. I think he's a great leader. Minus the dogfight and everything like that. But for the most part, on the field, he's a great leader.
Basketball heroes, baseball heroes, any other sports that you've followed extensively other than football?
I don't really have any role models in other sports, otherwise. The LeBron James, the Kobe Bryant, it's always great watching them and looking up to those guys. But, like I said, football's my passion, so that's, that's what I love to follow and do so for the most part.
Talk me through the dynamic of what happened with your team this year. You guys went on a crazy run through the last part of your junior season. You upset defending state champion Muleshoe in the first round of the playoffs, and then rattled off another victory and ended up going 3 rounds deep for a team that a lot of people didn't think would even qualify for the playoffs.
Right.
Returned 10 of 11 starters offensively. You guys come back in with a lot of, well, frankly, probably the highest expectations for road football since early to mid-90s.
Right.
Didn't achieve those goals this year. In your mind, what happened? What could have been done differently?
Like you said, we returned 10 of 11 starters offensively, and offensively we were great. And it's talked about time and time again. If you want to, win games, you can play offense, but if you want to go to the next level, you got to play defense. And for the most part, that's where we lost our games, was on the defensive side of the ball. And we lost a lot of very good seniors that were on the defensive side of the ball, and a bunch of really good leaders. And that's basically how our season we went 4-6. That's the reason, is because we couldn't play defense most of the time.
You mentioned leadership and how important it's been in your life, and then obviously in terms of success or failure on the field. But speak on that as a guy who's played 4 years of varsity high school football, which not many people in any state, much less the state of Texas, get that opportunity to do. How important is locker room leadership amongst players in terms of a team being a winning team or a losing team in high school football?
Oh, it's huge. And I think a lot of it this year of our season, that's kind of what crashed a little bit, is I look at myself as a leader, sometimes a better leader than others, because I'm not a calm leader, and sometimes that's what you need, is a calm leader. And for the most part, I think I go the wrong way, is trying to lead kids. And I think that's what kind of hurt the team a little bit this year. And I'll take that upon myself, because like I said, most of the time I'm not a calm leader because I'm such a competitor, And I feel like if you don't want to do the job, or you keep messing up, then get someone else in, take a step back or whatever you need to do. But for the most part, leadership is it's huge.
How much do you think X's and O's come into play? Coaches in Texas get a lot of scrutiny. What are you running, a wildcat? Are you running a spread? Are we going back to the wing T, which we've seen some local teams do? How much of victory Friday night football in the state of Texas, in your opinion, has to do with X's and O's, and how much of it is more about leadership, execution, things of that nature?
I think about 5% is worth X's and O's. Coaches can draw X's and O's on the board all day, but if you're not going to execute it, then it's not worth anything. And so, for the most part, most coaches do a great job, strategizing the game and what needs to get done. But like I said, they can sit there and scribble on the board as much as they want, but if the kids ain't going to execute it, then it's not going to be worth anything.
We've talked earlier about your desire to play college football. Now we're about 6 weeks from National Signing Day. You're starting to get some attention now. What's the goal after college athletics? Assuming you get the opportunity to go get your education paid for and play
Right.
college football, what are you planning on majoring in? What's the long-term plan for you and your family now?
Right. Well, I want to give back, and I want to become a coach right now, because things change,
Sure.
quick. So, but as of right now, I want to go back and try to be a coach, and wherever that may lead us, who knows, because for the most part right now, all my attention is up, it's far away, and so I don't know what the future holds, and my family will come with me, and that's what I want to do is be a coach, and no matter where it is, I don't think it really matters, but that's what I want to do.
Does your daughter know that you're such a good athlete?
She's still pretty young, but I think she likes going to the games, and because she gets most of the attention most of the time when she's at the games.
Sure, right.
So
Right.
I don't think she really knows yet, but she'll know.
She'll know.
Yeah.
She'll definitely know. Outside of Michael Vick, favorite NFL teams, favorite college programs, who do you root for? Do you ever just take a step back and cheer as a fan?
Of course, favorite college team is Oklahoma Sooners. Most of my family are the Sooners fans, so that's who I root for. NFL-wise, I don't have, I guess I could say Baltimore Ravens is probably my favorite team. For one, because they play great defense, and they have great offensive weapons as Anquan Bolden, and Joe Flacco coming from Delaware. He wasn't highly talked about. He's making a name for himself, and I like that.
If I had to say Chris Perez right now, how would you describe yourself as a football player? So I can throw out stats and
Right.
punting average and return yardage and things of that nature all day, but how would you describe yourself as a player?
Strategy, basically. I like to do a lot of strategizing and trying to figure out who's weak in the defense, what side we need to run to, what side we don't need to run to. And I feel like that's one way that I became, a good football player is
It's being smart.
right, it's just being smart and using what the defense gives us. And a lot of the offense we run, the Wildcat offense, is reads and stuff like that. And I feel like that's what made our team so good is we have backs and receivers that can read, and a lot of the plays and stuff we ran were just on us. Coach just gives us a set play, and
Right.
If it looks like this ain't gonna work, then go ahead and change it.
You mentioned being a skill player and being smart and using strategy to be successful on the field.
Right.
But the college level, so many college coaches and assistant coaches that are out on the road recruiting get caught up, frankly, in height, weight, 40, shuttle, vertical. You test well. Low 4.5s consistently in the 40. Were you always fast as a kid?
Yeah, I've always been one of the fastest kids in our school. In the districts. Everyone knows. When I get the ball, if I'm gone, then I'm gone. Speed's always been easier for me. Height, not so much. I'm not the tallest guy on the field most of the time, but because when I was littler, I was usually one of the smallest kids on the field. I've grown a little bit, but my mother and father are both short, so I really don't have a chance there. But
So we won't see the 6'3" growth spurt.
probably not. But we see so many guys nowadays that don't have the size, and just have the heart, and you can play. You don't need to be 6'6", run the 4.4. If you know how to play the game, then you know how to play the game.
Would you prefer to play offense or defense at the next
Certainly
level?
offense, but if defense is what's going to get me there, then defense, here I come. Because like I said, I have a passion for football, and I like to think myself as an offensive guy. But if defense is where I'm needed, then that's where I want to go.
Have you put much thought into going the junior college route? Because a lot of coaches I've talked to, a lot of people who've spoken about you say as a bona fide D1 star, if somebody will give him a chance. If you don't get that chance, do you think you'll consider 1AA football, Division II football, or maybe going the junior college route prior to going Division I?
Everything's open for me. If JUCO is my next chance to go to the next level, then that's what I'll do. If Division I AA is where I need to go, then that's where I'll go. Like I said, it's all open to me. It doesn't really matter. If I get the next chance to keep playing football, then that's what I'm going to do.
College recruiter joins us here on the discussion on one-on-one. Is there a guarantee that you can make to a coach in terms of them offering you a scholarship? What can you guarantee that they'll get if they bring on a Chris Perez to their program?
Certainly a leader in actions, because time and time again, people want to pick out the leaders just by vocal, and a lot of times the leaders are the ones, just doing the action. And it doesn't matter where I step on the field. I feel like I'm gonna produce and bring that, just that silent leadership.
4 years of record-setting performances, all-state honors, pretty much have stayed in the local media through all the sports and all of your accomplishments on the field. Anything that you'd like to do differently? If you could go back in time, anything you'd like to change about your high school career?
Right off the top of my head, I think everything would be the same besides, my freshman and sophomore year, we weren't very good in anything really, If I could go back and change it to better, mindsets, because, that's half the game right there, is just going in the game thinking you can win. A lot of times I feel like we came into the game thinking we were going to lose. And so if I could go back and change something, that'd be definitely something, just mindset of my whole teammates, going into the game, we can win. And that's the reason we got, 3 rounds deep my junior year, is because we came in the games thinking we can win and we are going to win.
Chris Perez, father, athlete, future coach. What other adjective can we throw in there?
I think that's about it.
It's good enough.
That's
huh?
good, yeah.
Chris, appreciate your time, bro.
Thanks, Warren. Appreciate it.